we are. It's Thursday. It's straight up Thursday. And I don't know if you are like me, looking out the window. It has been raining all day. Straight feeling like we are down like in some type of Florida tropical weather or something like that. But no, like legit, we're here in St. Louis and here with Close Up TV. And tonight we are bringing somebody so amazing on this live. And let's rewind. So welcome. I'm gonna give people a couple of minutes to join on this live. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like when it comes to the world of music in St. Louis, we get lost in the sauce when it comes to us understanding how powerful our city is when it comes to getting the word out, when it comes to new music. By the people that are on here on live right now, I know that we're just getting this live started, but have you ever heard of St. Louis being the gateway to the Midwest? And that means we got the information first when it comes to music and in style. Were you aware of that? I'm just a little curious, were you aware? But that's what we're gonna talk about here tonight on Close Up TV. So I want to say thank you to everybody that is on this live. You know, all I ask is that you share this information, because you never know who is connected to you that could legit use this valuable information to help them along the way to make sure that they accomplish their goals and their dreams. And you can help them do that. So all that I ask, if you could just share this live on your social media, whether it's Facebook or Instagram, shoot, Twitter too. I ain't finna say I don't want you to. I appreciate, any shares that you do on here tonight. I am Megan O with Close Up TV here on Instagram, and it's so crazy. Like, man, we've been quarantining since March, and we've been doing these series because we understand how important it is with the fact that we're at home. We are at home right now trying to figure all this out of our new normalcy. The new normalcy is now of us leaving our mask in the car. I don't know if you're like me, but I literally, like, when I'm at the store, I make sure that I purchase, like, let's say that some of the stores will have where it's a 5-pack. Yeah, I'm that person that's buying those 5-packs to leave in the car, because the last thing I'm trying to do is walk out of the house and realize, or the car and realize, I don't have a mask on my face. Do you know how annoying that is? To be able to be like, gosh darn it. So yeah, I am that person now that has multiple masks in my car to make sure that I am ready. I even went and make sure that my kids got some cool masks. Went and got them, a little pack of them. Oh my gosh, shout out to everybody that is hopping on this live. I appreciate you. Thank you for the purple heart. Thank you, Shay. Oh, I love you. Muchas gracias. Spanish word of the day is gracias. Gracias. Thank you. It's 7 o'clock on a Thursday. And I know I'm not the only person that's realizing, does a Thursday feel like a Thursday anymore to you? I mean, it's not like the Friday Eve. It's not Friday Eve anymore. It's definitely where it's at the point where it's like, dang, what day is it? Shout out to HQ. HQ said that Julian brought me here, and Julian brought you to a very amazing place tonight. Because Julian is somebody who, here at Close Up TV, we're always looking for people to interview that have very good, valuable information to share to the community. And I know I'm not the only person. Think about everybody that is here on this live. Don't we find out information, whether it's saving money, finding out where we got the best deal at on whatever, don't we go and tell everybody that we know? So of course, Julian is going to tell you about his interview here, because, man, when I tell you the information he's about to tell us tonight, all I gotta say is priceless. Can y'all hear me okay, though? Can you hear me okay? What up, King Jamie? What's up? I'm going to throw this disclaimer out right now before we even get started. Now, my background may get a little loud, okay? I have 2 kids. Thank you, HQ. I'm so glad. Thank you. Gracias. I have 2 kids, all right? 2 boys. They get a little loud. So it can get a little extra. But joining on this live tonight, bringing on is going to be Julian Keaton. When I tell you, Julian is one of these people where we wish that we had somebody like him to contact in our phone, hit up ASAP, like especially entering in the world of music. It gets a little to the point where sometimes you're presented with different situations where you really don't know how to handle yourself. Sometimes when you're caught up in the artistry, you're caught up in the artistry when it comes to the world of just creating. But just like anything out here in the world, it's a whole business. And you do not want to get taken advantage of. How many times have we heard situations of, I know I'm not one of them people where you see your stuff and be like, oh my gosh, it's uneven. But no, think about how many times that we have seen or heard about situations where it's been artists that have got totally played, right? Maybe they just didn't have the correct people in their corner, but that's why we're sitting here with Julian. Let's go ahead. Let me to the live real quick, because I am definitely interested in finding some information. Now I'm being nosy. Oh, okay. Got the shirt to match the background. Okay.
Some like it.
I love it. I love it. Hi, happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday.
Isn't it crazy the fact that it's like with this whole quarantine, it don't even feel like it's Friday Eve anymore.
It really feels like a Monday every day.
That's what I'm saying.
That's just me. But yeah.
It's totally like that. Like, man, this world of normalcy as we know it is totally different. How many times do you think that you walked to the store and you got out the car and realized you ain't had your mask on?
Too many times.
Right.
Many times.
How do you feel?
Go ahead. Go for it.
How do you feel when you be at the store and you see people who like take the mask off and they be talking and they uncovering their face? Does it make you feel some type of way?
Not really.
Really?
I kind of do the same thing every now and then.
Oh my gosh, I can't stand you, Julian.
But you can't breathe in the mask.
No, you can't. No.
So occasionally I take it down, catch my breath, put it back on. But
no, I get you.
You know, it's as long as people are mindful and safe, I don't trip. Like if you sick, stay home, have somebody go get your groceries. But you know, that's just kind of where I'm at with it.
Yeah, I think that my biggest thing is, you know, we're definitely at the point where we're saying not that we should have ever been relaxed, nothing like that at all. But sometimes when time goes past, we kind of forget the importance of whatever it is. You get what I mean? Just anything. And I think that with this situation, we have to remind ourselves that it's not over. Even if we're not seeing anything that is hitting us close to home, we may see people on social media, they may say, oh, their family has been affected by it. But still, you be like, I can't hear myself. Let me go ahead and take this down. But I think that it's really at a certain point, I feel like the old school Megan when this first happened. I am back to only shopping one time a week. Like, okay, on this day I'm going to all these stores and this is what I'm shopping for. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So, and look, and I'm looking at the comments on here. HQ, that must be your home skillet, the producer. Because he was like, I'm here because Julian told me to come. I said, right on, my people, right on, my people. Yeah. But they said, real talk, you can't breathe in it. But what about if your breath is funky?
Hey, we're not finna get started with the stinky breath.
You're right, though. Because I'm not gonna front. Sometimes I ask for gum before I even put my mask on. You got some gum? Let me go ahead and get that pee.
I'm happy in my office. They got mouthwash in the bathroom, so I could just grab a little personal
and call it a day.
Cause yeah,
call it a day. So I want to say thank you. You know what I mean, for agreeing to come on Close Up TV tonight. So for everyone that is on here, we want to say thank you. Muchas gracias for hopping on tonight. We have people still joining. What's up, KV, the writer? Shout out to Simone to make this possible this evening. Shout out to HQ. Shout out to everybody. If you could just please share this on your social media, because look at it like this. You know how sometimes when you come across somebody so amazingly dope and they give you all this amazing information, you just want to tell everybody that you know, but you know, there's so many people that you know and you don't want to leave anybody out. So when you just throw the information out there, hopefully the people who need it, they get directed right here, right now with the universe to make sure that they get those jewels that they need. And that's why you're connected here right now with Close Up TV. My name is Megan O. I am one of the co-hosts here on one of the most amazing freaking TV shows here at STO TV. We produce a lot of content here in St. Louis, but with Close Up TV, it's something special. So tonight, I would like to introduce to you who is going to talk to us tonight about why it's very important to, yes, produce the content that you get when it comes to giving the love out to the world when it comes to your artistry as an artist. But sometimes we get caught up in our passion, but don't realize there's people out here who don't have the same passion as you. They want to make money off of you. So you want to be smart and you want to work. What is it, Julian? Haven't you heard this? You want to work smart and not what?
Hard.
So this is just one of the reasons why you're on this live tonight. I would like to introduce to you Julian Keaton here on the live tonight. If only I had the sound effect. Oh,
Hey.
I'm knocking out headphones. Oh my God.
As you say all of that, like on the real though, there's this little airplane thing that looked like the Rock Nation sign or logo. So feel free to like share it with a few friends this live to like have some folks come in, because it's gonna be a good time. I promise y'all that.
Mm-hmm. Most definitely, because we all know someone, if it's not ourselves, you know. And here's the thing about it: even if you're not an artist, what is it means isn't being a musician. The information that it comes to people in different arenas can still resonate with ourselves and help us. That's why we're connected on this live today. This is no mistake on why you're here on this live and why you're sharing with your people. So just to kind of get a little bit started, Julian, you have been all over the United States when it comes to being able to help people in communities, not even just the community, but the world, to be able to know how they can be able to be smart with their business as a brand, as a musician. How did you get here? How did you, like, were you a musician? I mean, yes, you're a musician, but just tell me about you, Julian. How did we get here?
So for me, it started with just writing poetry, right?
Okay.
I'm more on the park kid, and so outside of like the 2 basketball courts that was nearby, like I had to find some type of like outlet, and so for me that was poetry.
Okay.
That kind of naturally led to me writing rhymes, which led to me making beats, which led to me DJing, which led to me engineering, which ultimately led me to like being on the business side. And so throughout all of that, you know, for me, it's been about, all right, don't stop, because, you know, one, like I'm not a quitter. Like I don't really believe in quitting, to be honest. And if you do have to quit, and I don't even want to call it quitting, but if you do have to take a moment and like rethink and reprocess what you're doing, definitely do it. But for me, I've always been the type of, well, I'm gonna break it just by doing it, and I'm gonna learn it in the process. And whatever that I learn, I'm gonna apply it in some capacity later. And so we're going to get to all of that throughout tonight. But
I know.
But that's essentially how we got here.
Yeah, and I think that what's so crazy is the fact of being able to know, for one, not to ignore that voice that has been inside of you, that has been that creative side of you, because I feel like as humans, as a species, we get caught up in, we have bills that are due every month, right? I'm not saying anything that's different to you or me. We have the same bills that are due, maybe a couple of more or extra, but being able to still stay passionate to who it is that you are, to satisfy your spirit, because if not, people start having attitudes. Then that's a whole conversation when it comes to mental health, because I really feel when you're not being able to listen to their voice inside, it can definitely start a lot of internal type of heartbreak, you know. But I feel when it comes to especially the music business, not even just music business, but entertainment, trusting people is a very big issue, because everybody, you be feeling like it's coming for you. why did you feel that it was so important for you to start a business helping create that organic, that genuine, straight from the heart, that passion, wanting to see that person win and to get their creative content out to the world? Why did you feel that it was important for you to start the business that you have created when it comes to the world of consulting?
I think every person is an artist by design.
Mm-hmm.
That's just like my mission, my motto when it comes to just art. And I think people tend to forget that like every day we're designing and we're like everything is art to me. So even as little as like how you cook your food to me, you know, is art and design. And so oftentimes as creatives, like we could create all day,
Mm-hmm.
but there may not be direction on how can we monetize or how can we
Yes.
communicate to let more people know about the greatness of our art. And so for me, it was just like using my experience as an entrepreneur, using my experience of just being able to be a people person
Right.
and just kind of see like, all right, how can we help people get and fulfill their actual true purpose in life?
Okay.
And to where we're all having a fulfilled, happy life. Because at the end of the day, if we are as a collective, as a community, aren't doing what we're called to do, and oftentimes with our art, we're called to do that, we're
Yes.
not going to be fulfilled. And if that's the case, then where are we at in the world? It's going to be a very somber, sad place.
Oh my gosh, who you telling? So let's talk about this some more. Do you feel that sometimes people don't embrace failure enough?
Definitely. People get scared easy. So whether that's through ego, whether that's through pride, whether
Sometimes I get scared about failure, though, Julie. I'm not gonna front. Why do we do that? No matter how much you can do your I am
Mhm.
affirmations, no matter how much I meditate, no
Yeah.
matter how much, why do I still have sometimes that pops up in my mind that not that I, and I know we deserve it. I know I deserve it. That person, but why does it even? Why? How does it get? Why does it pop up?
I think it's a natural part of the human experience. One, to like have that emotion and feeling. And there's nothing wrong to have that emotion and feeling. But I think if you actually like really love what you do, you won't let that fear stop you.
At all?
So, you know, I'm the type to just, hey, if you're passionate about it, go for it. Don't let nothing stop you. It's going to be like anything in life doesn't come easy. It always comes harder, especially the closer that you get better and good at it, the harder things you're going to actually receive. So work through it, and you're going to be rewarded in the end. Can't talk today.
I love, no, you're totally fine. That's like amazingly awesome. How was it for you? What did you find that were some of your weaknesses? Like, because I'm not gonna front.
Mm,
Sometimes I sometimes will stay up too late, right? Thinking that I'm being super Megan up. Oh yes, I'm writing my goals, right? I'm doing this. And I'll say, okay, Megan, you're gonna get up and work out to get rid of this raw so you look good as a media personality. Then I overslept. Then
yeah.
I start feeling boo. Like when it comes to you, because a lot of people are relying on you for their support of when they fall through. How does somebody like you, being a leader, how do you deal with those moments of getting up when you don't want to?
That's a really good question. Earlier this month, I talk about this. Earlier this month, I was suffering from like my first bout of anxiety, right?
Okay.
And a lot of it came from me just having a lot on my plate, a lot of people relying on me, and not practicing mindfulness exercises and activities that can help relieve a lot of that stress, right?
Right.
A lot of that also has to do with like poor dieting. I have been eating fast food just about every other day.
I
Um,
get it.
so that's a whole thing. But I think the main thing is like once you understand that like that mental wellness is super critical to just living,
Yeah.
it makes the art aspect easier. It makes your relationships with yourself, with your family, with your friends, with your creative peers a lot easier. Uh, with failure particularly, it's one of those things where, at least for me, um, I'm not scared of failure because that's a natural part of life. We're going to not be good at things,
Right.
And the moment that you realize that, the easier everything gets, because then you don't put that much pressure on yourself
On
to be perfect
yourself. Yeah,
all
it's
the
like
time.
sometimes you feel like, and then social media doesn't make it any better. You see all these people living these 20 freaking million businesses and they're so successful, but they never show their failures. So sometimes we feel like, with me feeling, am I boo at this? Do I not deserve this? You know what I mean? And I think that no matter how much you can prep yourself, that's when it comes to the real game in your mind of having to play. And I feel like with you being a coach and with you having the experience that you have and to see success stories, I definitely feel like you are someone who is really helpful to contact when it comes to, because sometimes you need people who are outside of your circle to be able to understand, somebody who has walked it. What was your story on what made you see that this was important to help people? What happened to you? Did something happen to you?
Uh, I don't think so. To be honest, I think that's just how I was raised.
Okay.
I was raised to serve in a
Okay.
lot of ways. I remember, funny enough, I went to Cardinal Ritter, and
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Who didn't go to Cardinal? I didn't go. Like, but a lot of cool. My sister went there. Y'all dope.
yeah. And so each I think Catholic school, they like award um they award a senior for their community service each
Mm-hmm.
year. And in my senior year, I was the person that got that award. And
Okay.
I remember having to give a statement about exactly what you're saying or what you're asking me. And it's really like everybody has a purpose in this universe, in this world, this
Mm-hmm.
planet. And for me, it was a matter of being able to serve others, because for me, I just felt some type of gratification helping the next person, uh,
Yes.
getting further. And so that I remember back in high school engineering a bunch of my friends' music sessions. I remember doing DJing the artist that I'm currently managing. I remember DJing his mixtape just because I believed in him and I wanted to see him be
Yes. You can
successful.
hear that.
And so, for me, I see the good in just, I don't want to say in everybody, but I can spotlight and see where your like passion is. And
Mm-hmm.
if I can support, if I can do anything to help you accomplish your mission in this world, I'm gonna support it.
Oh, absolutely. When it comes to the world of artistry, what are some of the mistakes, some general mistakes that you see when it comes to mixing, and especially with social media? You're giving your genuine yourself, right? But sometimes you have to understand that there should be a filter. There should be a thin, what is it, a silver lining? Can
Yeah.
we talk on that a little bit when it comes to being an artist and the importance of why you need to make sure that you have a role to play in society as an image to portray? Or do you think, or do you encourage that person to just be themselves? Like, and not that you're not telling them to be themselves, but just being a little bit mindful, being respectful. Because sometimes we see these artists and just be like, WTF, I'm so lost.
Yeah.
Who is your PR person? Like, who?
Um, I think so. To start, I have this other like philosophy when it comes to social, right? It's three
Mhm.
pronged. So um, I look at social media like a book, right?
Okay.
Or what's another good example? Yeah, we say a book. So
Okay.
uh, one analogy that I like to also say is the Truman Show. The Truman Show and the book are really good examples of social media to me, right?
Okay.
So there's the thing of like, all right, what do I broadcast in real time? Whether that's an Instagram story, whether that's a tweet, whether that's a Snapchat, whether that's a TikTok, right?
Right.
Um, what am I saving for later? Like, what am I putting in the archive that I want to pull out maybe 3 months from now, maybe 6 months from now,
Right.
that'll be
Because those
relevant?
come in handy for TBT now.
And then the other one is should I even like do anything with this, right? And having like
Yeah.
those type of posts in a particular box.
Okay.
Um, and the reason why I think it's critical to have all three is and understand the importance of all three is that it allows you to be your most authentic self. And
Mm-hmm.
then secondly, it really allows for you to like show your character and your personality. Like, this is what
Right.
social media is for. I don't necessarily think that you need to filter or censor yourself.
But do you think that there's a responsibility of being respectful, though?
Very much so.
Okay.
Very much so.
Okay.
I definitely think there's that like clear line of knowing
Oh my
what's
gosh,
respectful and
yes.
what's
And I
not.
feel like it would help enhance society. I do.
But and that's kind of the other aspect of it as being artists, right? This is the first time in history where we can literally see what's on the artist's mind every single day, right?
That's
We
true.
couldn't do that in the 90s. We couldn't do that in
No.
the 80s. We couldn't do it a decade ago, really.
That's right.
So we are living in this really weird age where we're just now being able to see everybody true colors. And
Regular, every day. Like, what do you wear on your raggedy day? You know what I'm saying?
and sometimes that's interesting to see and sometimes it's not. So
It make me feel good to be like, okay, then, hey, I must have it going on over on this way. No, I'm just playing.
But and to be completely honest with you, like, I think it's you want to be very cognitive and aware of like what you post and what you share. But at the end of the day, it's like it's coming from you. So if you want to spaz, then spaz. Just know what comes with spazzing. So
Yes. 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 And then I guess like when it comes to, you made a point earlier that I wanted to touch on, and it had a lot to do with being able to own the space that you're in, right? Being able to own, we're dealing with a pandemic right now. Like, I'm not even trying to sugarcoat crap. We're dealing with a pandemic that's going on, and the way that it's looking, because let's not forget, let me zoom in. I represent, hold on. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, wait, now my lipstick was smeared. Hold on, let's start over. Hold on, let me start over. Hold on. Okay. So we are living in a pandemic that's going on right now. I'm not saying that we're going to go through another shutdown, but why do you feel that dealing with a pandemic can actually, oh my gosh, is that a pepper? Anyways, why do you feel that dealing with a pandemic right now actually can bring out the best in you? Because let's not get it twisted.
Yeah.
I lost my radio job on a Tuesday, and I lost hosting as an in-game host with the XFL Battlehawks. And when I tell you, Julian, this has been the most liberating experience in my life. I've been in radio for 13 years, and to be able to finally have the time to learn more about Megan, you know what I mean? I'm a big reader. I love reading books. I never had the time to really, I used to go to Fine Bond. I dropped out of the program because my work schedule was very demanding. Very demanding. I caught myself saying, oh, I'm going to go for sports and entertainment management. I was not into it, right? So I quit the program, ended up owing $17,000 later that I'm still paying off. But I'm saying that to say we're in a pandemic where for people who are parents like me, our kids are getting ready to stay home, being able to still embrace our creative side, but stay sane. At the same time, paychecks are being cut to where the same money that was coming in before. Some people are still waiting on unemployment to clear. Some people don't even get food stamps because they work a part-time job, right? And their employers are not approving it. Why is self-care so important, and what is self-care to you?
So I was talking about this on my Julian Jules episode a few weeks back with Mastermind, where I was telling him about my anxiety attacks and about how, for me, like I've been seeing a wellness coach since May. Okay. And as a part of that, I've been learning a few different mindfulness exercises and activities that can help me. And so whether that's meditation, whether that's prayer, whether that's reading my Bible, whether that's taking time for myself, just for me, because I extend myself and pour into everybody else's cups and kind of overflow it at times, and I'm left on empty at times, right? So knowing,
especially you as a coach, Julian,
and it's like I'm getting to a point where I'm learning how I need to balance things. And a lot of that comes with like taking time to just sit still and really seeing what you're passionate about. What do you love? What do you like? What do you hate? What's your pet peeves? And taking a moment to actually write all of that down and realizing, all right, I know I'm not crazy. How can I make my life easy and fun for me, given the world that we're living in? And like that's essentially like for me self-care in a nutshell. Like I think we try to like overthink it when like do what makes you happy at the end of the day.
At that moment.
Um,
Yeah. And I can only imagine, just when it comes to, you have a lot of responsibility on your hands. You know what I mean? Like, you're helping artists, which I wanted to talk to you about that. When it comes to the artists that you work with, can we talk about your catalog of clientele that you have? Let me be fancy here. Let me cross my legs. Let's talk your clientele. So
yeah.
can we talk about the different type of clients that you've worked with and their success stories?
Yeah, sure. Is there any way you want to start?
Nope, because I know that you're gonna give me all of them once I just let you talk. I'm like a
Okay.
kid.
Hey, so to start, I think it's super important to know that I got my like true start in this industry as a radio show host and producer.
Okay.
And so through my radio show at Webster via Stereo Assault, we were able to interview tons and tons of St. Louis artists. Like that was our mission.
I remember.
And so through that, at times we would have certain artists come through and I'll be like, okay, you're super dope. And I would love to work with you, right? And so that would like immediately like MME, so like Mastermind and Jamarco and Khan and all of them back in the day. Like
Yes.
that was one of the first groups that I worked with, as well as Souls of Liberty. Shout out to Tanel and Ryan. And then as well as Jada Mall. Those were like my first three back when I like really started like talent managing back in 2014.
Oh my gosh. That was not that long ago, mind you.
Yeah, about that. So to start, imagine having to like manage, like MME at the time was a collective of people that was like at least I think like maybe 10 deep at one point in time. And so that managing a duo, managing a solo artist.
And everybody's different, unique communication style. You have to learn that.
You have to learn.
And you have to also realize there's no 9 to 5.
No, not at all.
No.
Not at all. I try to tell my parents that every day. Every day. But like, so that's like the earlier part. I started like when I moved to LA, I didn't really do any music. I lived in New Orleans for a little bit. And when I moved back, at the time I was managing Jada Mall again. And then through that, Mastermind reached out. And so Mastermind reached out for some help with the Team Backpack event that we did back in 2017, which was incredible. I loved every moment of it. And we just started to like reconnect and kind of see like where his focus was. And so the year 2017 was when I was on his management team. And that was the year that he got on Lou Fest. That was kind of the beginnings of his like relationship with Dr. Shows. That was the year that kind of really laid the foundation for Mastermind.
Right.
And so I'm honored and blessed to be a part of that team at that time because I learned a lot about just one, how to break an artist, but also like how to manage a bunch of moving pieces. Because at the time we had a band, and we were just trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
After that, that's 2017. I took a moment to like not manage anybody. Actually, after that, to be really honest, I didn't think I was gonna manage again after managing Mastermind because I had been giving myself since like I've been talent managing since 2009.
Right.
The very first person, I don't know if you know this, the very first person I managed was Princess Storm back when she used to rap.
I'm loving it.
And so, and that was easily a good 11 years ago. So
easy.
So, it got to a point where I was just like, yeah, I'm kind of good on managing people because that's a lot. I don't think people really understand how much energy and time and a commitment it is to really manage someone. And so
you're putting yourself on pause.
Yeah, you really are.
Because you have to look out for so many different dynamics of that situation. Yeah.
And even during that same time period, like I'm trying to build my businesses because at the same time I'm a multiple business owner, entrepreneur, business owner. So I'm like having to manage that while also managing my business, while also at that time I was also the manager at Escape the Room St. Louis, that Escape downtown. So I was out here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so it got to a point really recently. I was doing my business, current business now, Dimensions. I was doing that in October 2018. I had lost my job. No call, no show. That's neither here nor there.
And that's what happens when you get caught up in your passion. Like, I got fired from like 2 jobs. Well, takeaway radio, right? But I actually got to like go. Yeah, I used to wait tables, and they quit. They freaking fired me. I was like, hasta la vista, baby.
Exactly. And that's kind of the thing, right? As artists, you have to realize like sometimes you just kind of have to do that.
You have to, and not look back.
And so I lost the job, and instead of being in like a really like crappy place about it, I decided to just start giving away games. So every Wednesday I would go live on Instagram, just sharing everything that I knew about the music business. And so through that, just me having to constantly research and be a reminder of like what's going on in the industry and how can we help people stay relevant. And so it was a few months later, I started to do, what's crazy was that Dreamville kind of did this. I had started like organizing these jam sessions, these very large jam sessions. 30 musicians deep, multiple room sessions. And we like currently have like 10 hours of music that we're just kind of sitting on. All of it dope, all of it like improv. It's a mix of jazz, hip hop, reggae, rock. Like it's a nice little mix. And so even through that project, like I'm working with a lot of artists on just like helping them figure out like one with this project, but also like as an extension of that, I want to see everybody on this project eat, right? And be successful. So I take time to literally like have conversations and kind of support folks. It got to a point where there was an artist by the name of MC Trey, who was the very first artist whose mixtape I DJ'd, and it was his first mixtape as an artist. And so he reached out. He was technically the very first like artist I had as a client under my consulting firm. So it just made sense to like work again if it was our like first time being in like a new space. And he hired me to do the I Told You campaign, music video campaign, and out the gate, it was rocking and rolling like
instantly.
How's it going?
See, look at how important he is. In the middle of an interview, he getting stopped. That's important business right there. Nobody's stopping me. Well, hey, anybody want to open the door and call my name? They ain't even responding.
Right. Okay. But nonetheless,
so answer this.
Go for it.
With right now, right? Because with everybody quarantining and we're at home, I feel like when it comes to our natural gifts and our natural talents, that is kind of coming out a little bit more right now because we have the time to be able to hear the messages that are coming to us, right? How do you feel that people can embrace their creative side during this time and still shine? And when does it get to a point for someone who is a well-established artist to know when it's time to take that leap of faith and reach out to someone like you and take the next steps to go ahead and make themselves not just shine, but glisten? You hear me?
Well, I'm trying to really like process the best way to like answer that, because there isn't a right or wrong time to like.
True. But I feel like right now, with us being through this pandemic, a lot of people are willing to take a leap of faith.
Yeah.
More than any time right now.
Yeah. To be really like transparent in that respect, right? Like, I think it's super important for artists and creatives to understand and know like what you're passionate about, like what you actually like and care about, whether or not if it's something that you want to really monetize, right? A lot of folks make art. Like back when I was making art, I was really making art and making poetry for myself, not for the world.
Yeah.
And so that's why I kind of stopped making music, because I really wanted to just have it for myself. So you have to ask that question for yourself. Like, is that like, am I sharing this for me? Am I making this for me, or if I'm
Okay.
making this for the world? So that's like the first thing that you really like want to do. Once you figure out like, hey, I definitely want to share my thoughts and opinions, and the world needs to hear my message. I think we're living in a time right now where everybody's doing a lot of different things in the music industry. And so it's good to like be tapped in and network, but at the same time, like figure out the pockets somewhere in the interweb where people are like figuring out creative ways to gather digitally and make music,
Yeah.
right? Because like music is very much like, you can make music by yourself, but music is
Uh-huh.
a communal thing. It's a community thing.
Right.
So you have to like kind of find your audience, well, not your audience, but your peers, that you could jam with, that you could share with.
Right.
And so like in the instance that you can't, that's perfectly fine. You can be a bedroom studio, you can artist, like that's perfectly fine nowadays, right?
Yep.
Now trying to like track that to like working with me is there I guess different levels of like knowing who you're talking to, right? So for me, I'm pretty like flexible and open. I make myself accessible. Where
Right.
like there are certain people in the industry that don't always make themselves accessible. And so feel free to shoot me a DM and ask me a question.
Okay.
Feel free to go into Zooms and just network and see who's doing what, so you can get the
Yeah.
resources that you need. Um, and so particularly with me, like I have a education platform that teaches people how to even manage themselves, right? Like, because people, like one of the big things that I've just learned in the 10 years that I've been in this industry is artists don't like, they might have an idea of like what they want to do, but they come like, hey, I want somebody to manage me, not understanding what all that consists of. And so when people ask me like, hey, can you manage me? I'm like, you got $10,000 that you making every month to give me my 10%, or else it's not worth my time. So I created a platform that allowed people to educate themselves on how the business works, to where like you might be just starting off. I'm literally starting you at day one of this business in
Oh
this
my gosh,
online
you just
course.
made me like reevaluate my life. Like you said $10,000 a month. I'm like, oh my gosh, making get your whole life.
Hey,
Sorry, I had a moment.
hey. But no, like that's real though. Like I don't think artists like really realize like the best managers in the game, if they're not going to take on anybody that's not bringing in 10,000,
Oh,
15,000,
all day.
20,000, because it's not worth their time. And so and that's even for me why I still like question like, why am I back talent managing again? But I'm good at it. So
Yeah.
I wanted to create a platform that allowed people to educate themselves on how to manage themselves.
Okay.
And through that journey, you get check-ins with me to where I can support you along the way. I'm building a team out right now so
Love it.
it's not just me. So it's
Yeah.
a team of us that can support you. You may have a question about e-commerce. You might have a question about marketing. You might have a question about doing merchandise, how to do shows in COVID-19. Like
Oh
you,
my gosh, because that's another whole topic. You got a
right.
question too. Shout out to Mr. Jamarco, who let me scoop this back. I can't concentrate. There we go. So Jamarco says facts. He said that a lot of artists get disenchanted with the business side of things once they begin trying to create for profit. It takes some introspection to know how you want to share your gifts. How true do you find that?
Of course, like definitely. Because like at the end of the day, I try to tell people there's so many different ways that you can make money in this business.
Yeah.
But if that's not aligned with who you are as a person and the current product offerings that you have, then you're going to spread yourself thin.
Yeah.
So literally figure out what makes you happy with the art that you make, and figure out what are the most effective ways that are that are being done to generate revenue within that, and see if that's something that you want to pursue. Otherwise, you're going to be frustrated trying to go after so many different revenue streams.
Right.
When really, like, if you just starting out, focus on one. You got to get one popping. You got to get one stream of revenue to become a river. And that literally starts off as a creek. So you have to, like, how can you get this creek to become a river that'll ultimately become a stream? And then when those multiple streams come together, where does it ultimately lead to? Like an ocean that has all your money.
Yes.
So, you know, just take your time and focus on one revenue stream at a time, and it'll come to you.
And then the rest will come. And then that's why people will have someone amazing like you in their corner, because you've been here for over 10 years. Not just 10 years, over 10 years, with definitely proven success records, a whole track record. And that's why I'm so glad that you came here on STL TV. Shout out to everybody that hopped on this live. Any questions, any feedback, anything that you would like to say when it comes to this live, I'm going to just give a couple of minutes more at the bottom. I'm going to ask you some questions, okay? Now, you know, I want to get close up and be nosy when it comes to your St. Louis favorites. What toppings do you put on your Emo's pizza?
Hey, to be real, I don't eat pork, so that's going to have to be like green peppers. I'm a veggie person, so just give me
I am too. Okay, I'm going to tell you what I get after you answer.
I mean, I'm a veggie person, so green peppers, olives, mushroom. I don't even know if they have mushrooms, but
no, they do, because that's what I get.
Okay.
I get green peppers and like onions or like mushrooms. Like I'm like you. I'm more of like a vegetarian, vegan. I would eat meat here and there, but I have to be in the mood. I have to really be in the mood. Yeah. Okay. So
Shout out to Master Pizza in the process. Like, I don't know if you know, but I work with Master Pizza, so I'm Master Pizza over Emo's every day.
No, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Okay, so wait a minute. Forget all the other stuff. We'll get to that. How did that happen?
Master Pizza?
Yeah.
So I love Will, and I love his pizza.
That's a really good company.
I love the energy that he omits out.
Yep.
And so there was a moment when I had I forget when. There was an opportunity to where he was over the winter he had got frozen pipes and he was struggling to make money. And so it's like, hey, what are you trying to do to get the ball rolling? And he's like, I want to do a block party. And so I came to him and was like, well, to do a block party, you need to get community feedback. And so we decided I proposed a pizza happy hour called Pizza Vibes. And through that, we had like within an hour, we were packed. Like if you've ever been to the Master Pizza, it's small, and we had literally like 40 people in that little.
And the pizza's so good.
Jamming out to a St. Louis playlist. We had curated pizza specials, and we did that 3 times. And each time we sold out ran out of dough at the end of the night.
That's what I'm saying.
And
so that's a proven track record.
And so that's where it's just like, I'm sorry, I love Emo's, but I'm gonna support a Black-owned business every single day that does a number of amazing things for the community. So shout out to Master Pizza.
I love you. I love you for that. Yes. Well, maybe I should have asked what toppings, because Mr. Jamarco says that he gets pineapples on his. That's a good one. Let me see here. What is your favorite ice cream?
You know what? I don't even eat ice cream. So
do you eat sherbet?
Kanye shrug. I really don't eat dairy like that. Outside of cheese. Okay. I still eat cheese, but I hadn't had ice cream in a minute.
What about cold water or warm water?
To drink? I'm a cold water person.
Really? You be putting ice cubes in yours?
Hey, look here. This is all ice.
Okay. What's your favorite fruit?
Ooh, that's tough. I'm a mango person.
Hey, I love mango. They're on sale for $1 at Schnucks right now.
Hey,
that's kind of
I'm the type to be like the Islander and peel it with my teeth.
Oh my gosh, it's so funny you said that. I remember one time when I was working an event, right? I was like 18 years old. I thought I was so cool. Like, yeah, I'm finna go eat mango while I go work. And I ended up not knowing, and I like bit it like an apple. I was looking so stupid. I was like, oh, ain't nobody looking crazy. But no, mango is legit really good. So you said something in the very like second that you hopped on this live. You said something that was very important to me that I wanted to circle back around with before we close out. You mentioned that you stay in Walnut Park.
Yes.
Me and you have a lot of that in common. I used to stay off a street called Plover and Prange, right there by the highway, by Berkshire, right? I was right there at that block. I used to work at a corner store and everything. When I tell you I'm so grateful, even when I was living on the north side, and it hurts my heart to see all of the stuff that goes on the north side, because I remember being a kid and hearing that. I remember being, we just happen to have social media and we're able to hear this stuff more. I remember living on the north side and seeing everything that was going on the news that we're hearing now, and how much has not really changed. And to hear that you stayed on the north side too, it reminds us, as in one of the reasons of what our why is, why we go so hard, why we feel it's so important to definitely give back to the community, because we saw kids who didn't even make it past the age that we currently were in. And to be able to be blessed and to share our gifts and to share our talents right now is everything, Julian. Why do you feel that sometimes it's important for you to drive through your old neighborhood to remind you of where you've been?
Well, I still live in Walnut Park.
Oh, I love you.
So
My people still do too, so I'm there all the time.
So what's crazy is we probably neighbors. What is it? Probably, 'cause I'm literally like 3 blocks away.
I was the 47 block.
I'm 49.
Yep, we were neighbors. Catch the 41 Lee bus and the cage down there, the basketball court.
Yep.
BJ's.
We were literally 3 blocks away from each other. That's crazy.
We used to have to like get the trash bags and like book bags and pack up. We went through a part of our lives where we lost a lot of money, and we used to have to go to that laundromat over there on a Saturday. Boy, I hated that. Ooh, I hated that. My Walgreens.
Hey, that's an OG laundromat. So
isn't it?
So I have a personal mission to give back to Walnut Park.
Me too.
Through my Dimensions platform, a huge component of that app is to, one, get the community's feedback about what their wants and needs are, and then being able to take some of the revenue that we make and actually like get the ideas from the community and actually invest.
Right.
And so I have a 10-year plan, God willing, granted gentrification, to buy up Lillian, that whole like stretch from,
oh my God.
From like what's that, the Rush all the way back to what's that, Emerson?
Yep.
To actually like, to actually make it what it's supposed to be. And that's where, like, from a business perspective, from a community development perspective, that's one way that I want to give back to Walnut Park.
Absolutely. Well, just know, when you do, I'm right there with you. And when I do, I'm hitting you up, because me and you walk those same streets. Me and you definitely cried while we were walking down those same streets at times. But also, like how you said, you're still well invested. You know what I'm saying? You still stay there. And the fact that we never forget where we came from, and the fact of where we're going. And that's why the fact that we have that passion in our hearts is why you will continue to be successful. That is why you will continue to work with people and share your gifts, again, that you have been blessed with, to help other people along their journey. And I have been so honored, and I appreciate the fact that you have hopped on here with Close Up TV. I know that we haven't been able to be close up and say hi, but I definitely look forward to, when this pandemic is over, to see you and join us in the Close Up STL TV studio, because this and doing this live, I feel like the energy that you're putting through on that side of the phone, that side of the camera, has nothing to do with the energy that you would give when people are sitting next to you. Sometimes as an artist, we get caught up and don't really realize when it's time for us to take that step, that leap of faith, that literally leap of faith within ourselves. And I hope that everybody that is watching this live right now, shout out to everybody that joined, as well as everybody that shared this live. And if you don't share this live, at least share the contact info with Julian Keaton, because he may not be of assistance to you, but I'm sure it's somebody that you know that could definitely utilize a very genuine conversation with Julian. And I'm so grateful that you came on here. I really, really, really am.
I'm honored and blessed for the opportunity to
Yeah.
even be asked to hop on. So thank y'all. Like for real.
No, thank you. Because St. Louis, let's not forget Nutbush with Tina Turner and
Hey,
Ike. Let's not forget
hey.
about all the people. I mean, Chuck Berry, some of everybody, you know what I mean, that came through. We're here. And then I don't care what people say about Nelly. Nelly created a whole sound that people joned on in the beginning. Now look at Drake. Look at
The
everybody singing on this
whole
stuff.
industry
That's what I'm saying.
is
Is Nelly.
down.
Is Nelly.
And even then, like hip hop today, if they aren't singing, like they rapping over who beats?
Come on.
Metro, Chase. Like, come on,
Come
y'all.
on now. And that's why I say St. Louis, we have more power than we really think that we do. It's all a matter of to just sit down and look at who's making moves now and who has made moves now and why you deserve to make the moves that you finna move with Julian Keaton. That's all I gotta say.
Hey,
You heard me? Julian, can you share some of your social media information, your website, anything so people can stay connected with you?
So you can follow me on Instagram at Julian Keaton, JulianKeaton. That's where
Okay.
you can follow me really everywhere. I keep it simple like that. But I drop jewels just about every day, but specifically on Wednesdays here on Instagram at Julian Jules Com. So that's
I love it.
JulianJewelscom. And we have a website, julianjules.com, where you can become a member of, and you'll get that online course where you get to learn how to manage yourself. And there's like all of the episodes that we've done from
Oh,
our
that's
Instagram
amazing.
Live, we've
Yeah.
archived into that website. So that, and then there's a bunch of other goodies. Like I've flown in industry folks from all over the country that are in the music business, and we've had conversations, and they did artist development talks. All of those conversations and other resources are in this like education hub. So
That's what I'm
definitely get
saying.
it, like for real. Like if you're looking to really get that foundation, definitely become a member of Julian Jules.
Oh, absolutely. And anytime you know somebody who is on that grind and they kick it at Venture Cafe, they're official. And honey, when I tell y'all, everybody that's on this live, Julian is a regular at Venture Cafe. I'm not gonna hold you up because Instagram just told me we have about a minute left remaining. So again, thank you. During this pandemic, I hope that everybody that is watching this found some type of inspiration to shine so bright right now. I don't care how crazy it may seem on what's going on around you. These are the type of situations that bring out the best in you. And if you feel that you need just somebody to coach you a little bit, I'm telling you, Julian Keaton is definitely open for the conversation. So make sure you follow him on social media. Make sure, even if you're kind of hesitant on if you should book him for services, follow his mission, and you're gonna see why you should have contacted him yesterday. So thank you for hopping on with Close Up TV. I
Thank
wish you
you.
continue amazingness, and all I gotta say is we finna see each other soon, real soon when this is over.
For sure.
All
Love,
right,
peace
see
and
you
love.
later. Take care. This is why I love working with Close Up TV right here with City of St. Louis STL TV, because we are committed to making sure that you have all of the information that you need to be absolutely successful in whatever endeavor that you have in life. My name is Megan O, and I appreciate you joining me on this live with Julian Keaton, with who I am conversing with, and that was Julian Keaton, as I mentioned, with Close Up TV. Buenos noches, stay amazing, te amo mucho. Megan, I loves you.